Greetings, folks. Today is Saturday, April the 13th, 2019. We missed Friday the 13th by only one day. Although we can celebrate Friday the 13th on Saturday, can't we? I mean, after all, we celebrate Lincoln's birthday and Washington's birthday on the same day. We call it President's Day. So if we can celebrate birthdays on a day other than the date itself, why can't we celebrate Friday the 13th on a Saturday? So, happy Friday 13th, folks. Anyway, well, if you see on the screen, I asked the question, has conservatism been hijacked? Now, you may wonder, what in the world do I mean by that? Do you remember the great Ronald Reagan, Sean Hannity? Remember how Sean Hannity used to tout the great Ronald Reagan? Well, let me tell you something. The great Ronald Reagan said government is the problem. Well, let me tell you something, Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck, and Rush Limbaugh. Government is still the problem. So why do you people condemn Ilhan Omar for pointing out the problems we have with government? You people are not sounding conservative these days. When did you become champions of big government? I don't understand. She's telling the truth. And because she's telling the truth, what is it? Is it because she's telling the truth as a Democrat? Is that what the problem is? What does it matter? She's telling the truth. What does it matter whether she's Democrat, Republican, or whatever? When did you people become pro-big government? I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm no longer conservative. You people are sickening. You people aren't conservative anymore. If you were conservative, you would agree with what she says. But you seem to be in favor of big government that's bought and paid for by various big lobbies. That seems to be okay with you nowadays. I wonder what William F. Buckley would say about you people today. Or what would Ronald Reagan say about you people today? Ronald Reagan would probably agree with Ilhan Omar. But whatever happened to conservatives? I mean, come on. It's incredible. I've had this problem for some time. Conservatism is not the conservatism I grew up with. It's amazing. I mean, let me tell you something. Democrats, when I was younger, were more conservatives than what you are today. John F. Kennedy was a conservative. And Democrats far and wide supported the guy. Well, some didn't. Anyway, it's just, big government is still a problem. And you attack Ilhan Omar for saying so. How sick. So I ask the question, when has conservatism been hijacked by champions of big government? It's incredible. And it's, how can you people sleep at night? I mean, Glenn Beck, look what he's done about Ilhan Omar. And yet she's telling the truth. Folks, These people aren't conservative. Conservative talkers are not conservatives anymore. You know, remember how conservatives used to talk about getting rid of the Department of Education? Not anymore. Remember how conservatives used to talk about we have to have less government, less taxes? I haven't heard that mantra in a long time either. These people have turned conservatism upside down. As if government is our savior. Or is it you agree with the big lobbies, like the lobby of Israel, like the lobby of the big war machine? Is it because you agree with those lobbies? You become you're all war hawks. You want to go to war at every chance you can. Hey, conservatives were not for that either. How could you possibly call yourselves conservative? Because if you're conservatives, I'm so happy I'm not anymore. I'm not a liberal. I don't know where I fit in. I'm not a moderate either. Because I don't want to stand in between two idiots. You know, whether it's liberal or conservatives, somewhere in between has to be a little bit of both, right? No, I'm not that. I believe in freedom. Freedom. Government is the problem, so let's get rid of it. If government is a problem, why do we still have it? You people should agree that individual rights, individual freedom, free and independent states, that's more important than keeping that monstrosity in Washington, D.C. going. But no, conservatives are saying, no, we need our big government. We need our government that's paid off by big lobbies. Obviously, you're in favor of that because you are attacking the one lady who's talking against it. And you're lying about her? You big... Anyway, folks, I'm not a conservative anymore, ever. Never will I be a conservative as long as these people think they are. They're not. Far from it. Yeah, really, and there's a group on Gab claiming to be the John Birch Society. And they are also attacking Ilhan Omar. Let me tell you something. I used to go to John Birch Society meetings when I was a teen. They wanted me to join the Young Birchers. I didn't, because quite frankly, when I was a teenager, I was into other things besides politics. But I listened to what they had to say. And they were talking about government and how it is. They probably even said that the government is being bought off by somebody. Who knows? And I remember them promoting a book called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. I read that book. And there was also a book about the Department of Education. I don't remember what it was called. There was the author's name, I think, was Gary North. I think. I might be wrong. But, yeah. I mean, I was very much a conservative. I was very much anti-big government. I mean, when it was important. When I became a voter and I start looking into political things and, you know, having arguments with my father, who was a Republican, but he didn't talk like a conservative. He was the first rhino I ever met. He was a Republican in name only. I mean, we argued about government, we argued about abortion, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, that I'm not saying he was in favor of abortion. He just said, this is my view. I can't force my view on anybody else. Anyway. And we argued about that. So anyway, my dad was more liberal than I was, and so eventually I became a Republican. Now, I was a Democrat because I thought my dad, being a Republican, was opposite from me, and so I became a Democrat. Little did I know what Democrats were, and so eventually I became a Republican and supported Ronald Reagan. I mean, Ronald Reagan always said the right things. If only he would have governed that way. But anyway, okay, so if these people are conservatives, folks, I'm not. I'm far from it. I still believe that government is the problem. All right? These people obviously support government. And that's so sad. That's so sad. Okay, folks. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. It's obvious to me, and it's obvious to anyone with a brain, that conservatism has been hijacked by big government champions. That's my commentary for today. Thank you for listening.